Biff Zeppe tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The meme for tonight. Happy birthday, Mary Brockman. Your vote was the only vote that mattered for this particular meme night. And the meme winner was teachers at home teaching online like Brother Man drinking. There you go. Teachers at home online. There you go. So, there you go. The meme for the night, the meme winner. Teachers at home. Thank you, Mary Brockman. Happy birthday to you. God bless your soul. Again, we trust that you had a very, very good day and a great celebration of your birthday. We love you dearly, because if it were not for you, many of us would not be in the place that we are today. We love you, Mary Brockman. Without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others a man of great oratorical skills and one of the greatest guys who's ever carried bags in the great city of Las Vegas. None other than Biff Zeppe, SHR Media's own darling, BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon host. You can find him on Twitter at BZepp. Good evening, sir. It's a great honor and privilege to have you on the air tonight.
You're right. I am a darling.
There's a lot of sugar in that tank, young man.
I'm a media darling. Thank you.
I just said darling, not diva. There you go.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mary Brockman. 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 Happy 39th birthday, Mary Brockman.
Well done. Happy birthday, Mary Brockman. And you know, it is always a great joy having you.
What are you talking about, that sod, Dave Milner? You're giving him a promo for Thursdays, and he's not going to be on your show on Thursday. Have you ever noticed how many damn vacations Dave Milner takes? I don't think he's worth the damn money you're paying him. You need to replace him with somebody else. I don't know, like maybe a hubcap or a deflated tire.
So
Does he tell you jokes?
Listen, are you trying to tell me that because this is his fourth vacation in the period of coronavirus, that he maybe not as dedicated as he should be?
Yeah, you know, the first thing comes out of your mouth, if he gets it, is, you know, is 3 words, dude. Walk it off. Okay? Walk it off. Or 5 words. 5 words. Rub some dirt on it. Okay? Walk it off. First, walk it off. Then number 2, rub some dirt on it. Okay? You'll be fine. Move along. Does he tell you jokes? What do you get for your money?
I don't know. I'm still reevaluating all of that.
See, and you're bleeding all over Dave Milner. Oh, poor Dave Milner. It's me. Hey, okay, go get the gray squirrel. Interview the gray squirrel in the front of your house instead of him Thursday night, and you'll get as much entertainment value. And it'll work for none.
Well, I want you to know. Never mind. How do you get a job in TV?
Okay, number one. Does he tell you jokes?
Well,
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
That's why I said he told you a joke.
He doesn't tell jokes.
No, he doesn't.
He's a straight man.
Jesus. Okay, here's one. I was in the Far East a few years ago.
Okay.
Right? And I went into a restaurant, and I ordered some octopus. And the waiter says, you know, it takes about 4 hours. I said, 4 hours? Why the hell does it take 4 hours? And he says, well, it keeps turning the gas off.
What?
Now, that's some funny stuff. That is funny. That is really, really funny. But no, you have to go, poor Dave Milner, not going to be here on Thursday. He said taking another 3-week vacation, and you're still paying him, and you're not getting any damn work out of it. I want whatever contract Dave Milner has. That's the contract I want. That's the contract.
Well, I want you to know,
okay?
Dave Milner did at
I
least.
show up here Monday night like regular. To be here tonight, what did I do? You know, first thing is I walked it off. Okay? And then if that didn't do it, I threw some dirt on it. Okay? I got better. I was fine.
I'm sorry, that's COVID-19.
Yeah.
You know, things have really gotten real sad around here. And you had an article on your Facebook page I really enjoyed, per se. And it basically stated that there are only two ways about this. One is a vaccine way, and the other one is herd immunity. So if you would, sir, explain to the American people who live outside of California, IA, exactly what herd mentality is and why we may have already gone through that.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's a visual.
Hit. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Get it? That's herd immunity.
That's herd
So
immunity.
this guy named Doctor. Wait a minute. Am I falling for this? Are you actually going to get me to talk about the things I promoted that I was going to be here to talk about?
Exactly.
I see how you are. You are one wily. You almost got me to talk about the stuff that you wanted me to talk about. Oh, you're almost did it. That was close. That was close. I was starting to sweat it. Did you see the beads of sweat?
I saw the bead, and I like the way you put your horns up.
New York Post article.
You put your fingers up as horns
and I
too.
want what you think about this, because was this not what we thought? A, did we see this coming? And B, what do you think? And C, is this true? So the article from the New York Post just came out today.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. I take it back. This came out about a month ago, and I haven't heard anything more about it. But I'm curious if you think it's true, because at this point, he said yes. The article from the New York Post says Joe Biden said he would want Michelle Obama to be his running mate.
Yeah.
So, number one, is that true?
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but anything that's more conscious than Biden would be a good pick for vice president. And I really mean that. That squirrel that I'm going to interview on Thursday night will be a better candidate than Joe Biden.
Oh, he'd have a hell of a lot better credibility and memory.
Exactly.
I'm going to get serious here just for about 2 seconds, then I'm going to move on.
Okay.
Joe Biden he's a target-rich environment. And about 2 months ago, I was still just landing punches left and right on Joe Biden, because he really is a target-rich environment, until I finally realized, politics and all, yeah, politics is a blood sport. I get it. But it just keeps getting worse and worse. And now I feel sorry for him. I feel his handlers, even his wife, have to be the most cynical of people to still trot this poor bastard out there. Because people accused, and those who are of a certain age will remember this, when people were saying they were accusing Reagan of dementia.
Yeah.
Reagan is 30 times sharper in his last year than Joe Biden is right now. And my first inclination was to take advantage of it. My first inclination now is to think, you dirty mothers, to take advantage of this guy politically, and your cynical campaign, wrapping this guy around your finger because you want to win so bad that as soon as he gets installed, if he gets installed, one of the first things that's going to happen is they'll push him to the side and they'll find a substitute figure. Now, I have no idea who that's going to be.
Yeah.
But the DNC and his handlers will find a substitute figure while he's president to begin becoming his mouthpiece. And you will begin to see him less and less, to the point where they won't allow him in public, and also to the point where it'll be so obvious they'll have to do something. There will have to be some kind of machination or plan to make some kind of a substitute, or simply allow whoever the VP is, if you're really that cynical, to officially or unofficially take over for Joe Biden. But
yeah.
Every day, Ken, every day it gets worse and worse for the Democrats, who are all about removing, your power and control, your freedoms and liberties, and making sure that it's given to them, and that you never get to express yourself again. Now, whether it's going to be Michelle Obama, or whether it's going to be, I still got a guy, Jack Alexander, on my show, who thinks that Hillary Clinton is still going to come out of the wings and during some kind of a convention tactic, take it away from Joe Biden. I don't think that's going to occur.
I don't.
One thing I know is Joe Biden is too easy. He's too easy a target. And if they really are that stupid to allow Joe Biden to enter any debate with Donald Trump, it will be, buzzsaw meet Jello.
Yeah.
It will be that bad, to the point where I believe it will be so embarrassing that Trump being Trump, he might just continue, or Trump may actually make mention during a debate that he can't debate somebody in this condition.
Oh, wow. Wow. That would be the denouement, to put it on Joe Biden to prove that he's healthy. Now, remember, during a debate, when he got anxious about something, his eye corpuscle burst, and he was bleeding there. He has not been the most rational man of recent query, even for CNN, and that's saying a whole lot. When you mess up on CNN and they're all for you anyway, that's really saying a whole lot. He is not in the mental stability necessary to run a campaign, not even considering a nation to run a campaign. And in this particular case, the truth of the matter is, we are electing as Republicans, we are electing a president. The Democrat Marxists are electing a vice president. They are going to go game first on the 25th Amendment on day one. Right after he swears in, the following day he's going to resign. And I know the New York Post was presenting, Mike Walsh wrote that, and they were presenting the whole idea that Michelle Obama would take over for him for those 4 years, and then she would have 8 additional years left over that she could run, and thus giving the 20 years of the Obamas pretty much as a coronation of our return to British rule. So in a nutshell, I don't believe Michelle, even with Joe Biden, could convince America to vote for them, especially after we've gone through what we've gone through, and 30 million people have lost their jobs as a result of this insta-communism that was put upon us by global elites, the Communist Republic of China, and Democrats right here at home. The same Democrats that refuse to come back to Washington to give more money to small businesses. Simply amazing.
the thing that I find ranging from perplexing to just stupid is why hasn't Mitch McConnell or anyone, any of the other individuals that are on the GOP gotten on the television and simply hammered home one single point, and that's this. Why don't you make it a clean bill, add money to what we had before? We won't add anything. You won't add anything. We're here for the American public. You are too. So let's make it a clean bill, no riders, no nothing. Add some money to it. Democrats, what do you say?
Wow.
That's a win for the GOP. That's an easy win for the GOP. If they weren't tainted also in some fashion, and I can't help but believe that. But the obvious thing to do, if you really care about America, is attempt to keep it going, put your cash where your mouth is, say that, yeah, we got X number of dollars, and we caved to the Democrats just to get some cash out there going. You can make that argument on the GOP side, but the argument now should be, number one, the Democrats won't even come to damn work. And number two, here's the bill on the table. You know what we've got on the table? We got, boom, cash for Americans. Now let's not taint this with anything else except cash that goes directly to businesses, directly to small businesses, because there are more small businesses in America than there are large corporations, and small businesses employ more people than large corporations. Let's just throw some money on the table. We'll do it. We agree to it, Democrats. It's in your balls in your court now, and you either say yes or no. And if you say no, then America will see you truly for what you are. You couldn't care less about Americans. That would be so easy to play that card. Ken McClinton, why don't they?
It's because they're anti-Trumpers. Let's just be honest. The guy who gets the win on this is Trump, and they don't want that. There are lots of Republicans out there, like the Utah senator. I forget his name, and his name is worthy to be forgotten, who voted for impeachment. Literally, there are those who are dead set against the president having a win, even in a pandemic. They don't want him to be the winner here, unfortunately. I got to do some breaking news here, and I'm going to get your insights on this, because a lot of people say I'm not breaking any news off. Here's some news. Kim Jong-un is on his deathbed. The U.S. is monitoring intelligence that North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, this is reported by CNN, so you know it has to be true. The propagandists are reporting. But also I got to say this, Fox News and some others are reporting it also as early as 30 minutes, but this is CNN here, because, you know, they adore Mao Zedong, Kim Jong-un, any dictator that they can find, they will adore and kiss their feet. So they're really saddened about this particular news. Kim Jong-un is in grave danger after surgery, according to a U.S. official with direct knowledge. Kim recently missed the celebration of his grandfather's birthday on April 15th. Wow, what a coinky-dinky that and tax day is here, which raised speculation about his well-being. He had been seen 4 days before that at a government meeting. The National Security Council and Office of the Director of National Intelligence declined to comment when reached by CNN on Monday. CNN has also reached out to the CIA and the State Department for comment and sought comment from the South Koreans. Same South Koreans that Governor Hogan got that gosh darn medical testing stuff from. So there you go. What say you, sir? Asian news, Kim Jong-un, deathbed.
In the article, and I just pulled it up right now to take a peek at it. Not that I don't trust you, but I'd like to have something to look at.
Yeah, because I use CNN. Is it because I use CNN?
How far in advance of today was it announced that he was having surgery? Now, I haven't scrutinized the article to determine that, but has anyone prior to today, prior to this announcement, made any kind of reference to Kim Jong-un having any form of surgery whatsoever. It then becomes an if-then equation. If you haven't seen anything prior to this surgery, then what they're trying to do is not let the people in North Korea and the rest of the world know that somehow this little sucker got the Wuhan 19. He's on the cusp of packing from Wuhan 19. Because if you haven't seen any prior information about a pre-scheduled surgery for anything made reference by North Korea in any form whatsoever, and all of a sudden, just today, they say that he's in grave danger, but it's because of a surgery, but you have no reference of a pre-scheduled surgery or any kind of a surgery made mention of prior to this announcement, then what you have is Fat Boy having contracted Wuhan 19, and he's not doing well.
Wow. Kim Jong-un disappeared from the public eye for more than a month in 2014, which also prompted speculation about his health. He returned sporting a cane, and days later, South Korean intelligence said that he had a cyst removed from his ankle. So there you go. He has a history of doing this. This might be overblown hype news.
Because you know that ankle cyst surgery is some of the most delicate in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it be wild if we do have the first case of coronavirus, COVID-19, Wuhan flu in North Korea, and that first case happens to be Kim Jong-un? Amazing. Simply amazing. What's coming up on your show this week, sir?
Who? Or what? Or where? Or why?
I know you're not supposed to say where your show is because people will take pictures and send them to de Blasio. So we don't want that to happen.
Oh. Listen, okay, Ken, I ask you this all the time, so I ask you this now. How many more minutes do I have left?
We'll take 5 more. 5 more. Go right ahead.
Okay. All right. Folks, if you think the Stasi isn't involved right now in Democrat politics, in all your major urban rat cages, what de Blasio just did there is exactly what the Stasi was known for doing. And if you're unfamiliar with the Stasi was the secret East German police after Germany was divvied up when Russia marched in and conquered Germany, and then divvied Berlin into a whole bunch of little pieces: East Berlin, West Berlin, East Germany, West Germany. Well, the Stasi were the secret police, and one of their customary traits was to turn neighbor against neighbor, and informants became informants, and the people that squealed were treated a little bit better, and they were killed eventually, but they just weren't killed in such a terrible, bloody way. Now de Blasio has enabled the Stasi in New York City. One of the things that I think that's going to happen, and it may take some time, but I think you're going to see, is that little by little, people, even Gen Zers, well, okay, maybe not Gen Zers, they really are that damn stupid. Okay, maybe millennials will see that living in an urban rat cage is something that you might not want to do. Because those people that believe in the green, in the environment, those are the people that have have historically said for years and years and years that most people need to be in some kind of a vertical environment with a small footprint to make the least impact on the world. And here's what you get. You get 3 or 4 million people, however many people are in New York City, crammed like herring in an urban rat cage, and then people are shocked. Shocked, I tell you, when they discover that the greatest number of people smacked by the coronavirus is in New York City. When people are packed like herring in homes, people are packed like herring on the street, people are packed like herring in public transportation, people are packed like herring in elevators, and people are packed like herring in subways. And then the urban rat cages are the first to be infected, the least prepared of all of them, because societal stuff and giving away free crap is much more important than protecting people. And you're also the first to lose your
Yeah.
So maybe I'm suggesting, just maybe, people in, I don't know, New York or Philadelphia or a large vertical city or San Francisco may decide maybe it really is time to migrate out of these places because, you know, who's going to pay for all this mitigation?
Yeah.
There's only one person involved, the taxpayer. The taxpayer always pays. The taxpayer always pays. Do you think it's going to be illegals who pay, folks? No.
Nope.
It's going to be the American taxpayer who pays.
Exactly. Xi Jinping.
So the Stasi is there. They're alive and well in New York City. Hell, they're alive on the left coast. We got you got a border, a standing border, who's over near some pier, and then the sheriff's department. And I don't normally talk bad about various sheriff's departments because I worked for one for 35 years. Mm-hmm. So two boats come in for one guy who's paddleboarding near the surf. You've got a sheriff's department big boat, which is probably, I don't know, a $200,000 boat. And then you've got a 47-foot Coast Guard unsinkable vessel come swarming around in the other direction. That's probably $1 million boat. And you've got all the fuel and the time and the labor for that. So it probably cost those two boats and taxpayers on a federal and a state level $15,000 or more for the fuel and the labor to come up on a paddleboarder and tell him to get out of the surf. That's a wise expenditure of cash. Telling Stasi de Blasio, narc on your neighbors. I'm sure that's going to go over well. A skateboard park in Southern California had a guy in a skip loader put sand in the skateboard park. Well, that'll be easy to get out, later. And then a guy that's in a park all by himself in front of his little girl is arrested for being in a park in an open area, went back in 19, and the facts now are coming out about this. The pandemic, the 1918, 1919 pandemic, some of the things that people pulled out of that is people recovered quicker when they were in a fresh air environment and not packed like herring in barracks, which is why we killed American soldiers in World War II with the flu, and because we packed them like herring in the barracks, and then we packed them like herring in the ships and sent them across to World War I in Europe, killed them in the ships, and then killed them on non-native shores. That was a real smart thing to do. And now we're making sure that we remove American freedoms. There was a time about 2 weeks ago when I was of two minds about this, when I was thinking, let's cut people a break. I kind of understand what they're doing, but now it's gone so over the top stupid, especially in light of the new facts that we're getting regarding the efficacy of this thing, how transmittable it is, and how many people really probably do have it, and they're saying it's 50 to 85% worse than you thought, which means that the mortality of this, even with comorbidities, is less than they originally thought, 0.12 to perhaps maybe 1%, if that.
Wow.
That is like the regular flu or less than the regular
It's
flu.
less than the regular
we're
flu.
about to nuke our economy because, you got the flu. Okay, I'm sorry for all the people that were killed. I apologize. There are tons of people that are killed for, during the flu, during H1N1 in, 2008, 2009. We had 12,000 people killed.
Yeah.
We didn't go nuts over that. We got 20,000 people killed now. Okay, so it's much more readily transmittable. You wanted to talk about, like herd immunity, like I was originally supposed to talk to.
Yeah.
But there's a guy named Dr. David Katz who says that there's only one or two ways that you're going to get this crap back to normal. You're going to get some kind of a vaccine, and that'll be disseminated to everybody, or herd immunity will just take care of it on its own, which means that all you're doing, just like throwing money at things that are too big to fail in 2008, 2009, once again, all you're doing is delaying the inevitable. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to get this crap.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, you're going to have to get this crap, because otherwise, the rest of my life is going to consist of self-isolating. And you know what? I ain't doing that.
No.
That ain't living, and that ain't life.
No, that ain't life at all.
All we've done is make sure that we don't immunize ourselves with herd immunity. And the other thing we're discovering is, throughout all of this, other linked lateral investigations are being conducted. Why are our kids so susceptible to food allergies and various allergies? It's because we're not letting them get close and mix with the environment. We're isolating them in terms of physicality, where helicopter parents are not allowing them to mix mentally, psychologically, emotionally, and they're not letting kids get into the dirt and play and acquire these immunities.
And
we're keeping them too clean.
And I'm holding something up right now.
There's studies that have been done about this.
I'm holding something up right now called the Hotze Pack. And Dr. Hotze came on my show a few weeks ago, and I'm going to have him come back very soon. And we talked about immunology. The fact of the matter is that there are problems with us in terms of the vitamin deficiencies. Vitamin D, which is essential to fight off the the virus itself. We lack the vitamin structure. And we are susceptible to those particular things. If we don't go out and face the virus, and Lord knows that the sun and the fresh air are the better defeaters of anything dealing with a virus other than us spending trillions of dollars wastefully. And you're right in terms of flattening the curve. What we've done in our isolation is create an opportunity for a natural rebound of the virus to impact people who didn't have access in the herd mentality or the herd process. So literally, this has been a political setup to distort the Trump presidency and force him to face, going into November, a rebound in which the left will blame him, saying that we opened up the economy too soon and that's the way that people are dying, when the truth of the matter is you will never get rid of this virus, number one. And then number two, because we flattened the curve, we have preserved the length of time in which people are going to be ill by this particular virus. The only thing that we can do is do it naturally, people. That's the best way. Biff Zeppe with us tonight. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for coming on the air with tonight. You'll be on tomorrow night at 11 p.m.?
Yes, I will. I'll be on tomorrow night and Thursday night, just like normal. I'll be scrubbing down the microphone and all that kind of stuff with Clorox and bleach, and then my stupid self and obnoxious voice will be on the air tomorrow night.
Okay, so you're not using your vodka to clean off your microphone or anything?
I'm using Clorox.
Clorox.
It's probably not good for electro voice microphones, but I'm doing it anyway.
There you go. It's good enough for those people who use it. Ladies and gentlemen, Biff Zeppe, my great friend, great orator, and great broadcaster. You'll find him on SHR
God bless you, sir. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got to do a quick commercial break, and then I'm going to come back and tell you about a Washington Times editorial that put it in very frank terms how we have set ourselves up for disaster. True disaster. We'll be right back with more of the best in urban conservative talk, ladies and gentlemen. We are a republic. We are not a democracy. And as well, we are the best in urban conservative news and talk. TECN TV, TheExceptionalConservativeShow.com. We'll be right back.